You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Oh, man, love everybody. WWE did some pretty cool and kind of weird stuff over the week, from the TLC pay-per-view, which quite possibly could have been the best pay-per-view WWE put on all of 2018, to the complete and total reset that they're doing, as they've said, on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. We are going to be getting into all of that and more this week as we...
Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready? Woo! You just made the list! Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I just knew he was going to do that. He don't need Janetti. Damn! You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. It's the man with the rock in cooking. Bulletproof for life, good ball, and good. They got the answers. I changed the questions.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the most inappropriate wrestling show in the motherfucking world. You're listening to Breaking Down the Ring. We are your ring crew.
Big Ball Smitty.
And Little Balls Mikey. It's really small. I do a lot of roids. I don't know if you guys can tell in the video package. I've been losing weight and putting on pounds in the...
And I'm just black. So it came with nature.
Man, what's up, everybody? So, okay, look, there is a fuck ton to get into. There's like so much to talk about, but we have to talk about something else first. And we have, obviously, coming up for the Royal Rumble, we're doing our Pro Wrestling Scorecards picks. We are facing the people at Pro Wrestling Scorecards again. Another 5-on-5 match. Best of 5. Whoever gets the most victories between their respective person is the winner. Again, it will be Breaking Down the Ring. That's us. We beat them last time, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, before we get into that, though, where the fuck are we going to be watching Royal Rumble? Well, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news right fucking now. Breaking news to you and to Smitty, because I didn't even fucking tell him before we went live.
Well, the funny thing is, I kind of had it.
Yeah, so here's the deal. We are also doing our own reset on where we're going to be showing these pay-per-views, and we're doing it in Wyandotte, Michigan, which is considered downriver, at one of the greatest places I can honestly say I've ever eaten. It's always really good food, good specials, everything like that. More on that in just a second. We will be at Bobcat Bonnie's in Wyandotte. It's on Sycamore Street. I think 181 Sycamore Street is the address, Wyandotte, Michigan. And they're going to have a lot of stuff. Our good friend Chuck, who was at our first WrestleMania party that we did at the Buffalo Wild Wings in downtown Detroit, he is the general manager over at Bobcat Bonnie's in Wyandotte, and they have given us these specials. Number 1, all-night happy hour the entire time, which is $5 appetizers and drink specials. All right, $2 mystery beers. All right, you have to ask for a beer for $2. Mystery beer. You don't know what it's going to be, but you're going to get it. It's only going to be $2. Pitcher specials. And then let's say you want a larger mystery beer. Say, I don't know, a 22-ounce mystery beer. $6.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen,
I'm gonna have an awesome post show.
So we got $2 mystery beers, $6 22-ounce mystery beers, right? Or as they call them, the 22-ounce bombers, but still mystery. All night happy hour, including $5 appetizers. And look, when we say $5 appetizers, I mean like some really good fucking appetizers, you know? Like they have chicken tenders, they have potato skins, they have things like goat cheese, because they cater to a large clientele, man, and it's going to be really good. That's where we're going to be at. We are going to be at Bobcat Bonnie's and Wyandotte. You are going to be
118 Sycamore. You're right. Yeah, you're right. 118 Sycamore.
That's what I said.
No, I was just confirming.
Was it 118 or 181?
118.
Oh, I said 181, so I was wrong.
Okay.
118 Sycamore Street, Wyandotte, Michigan. The day of the Royal Rumble is January 27th, if I'm not mistaken. So that's when we're going to be doing it. January 27th, 2019 in Wyandotte, Michigan. Of course, our friends at the Knockouts and Three Counts podcast, they'll be coming too. But we're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to try and get some more charity work involved again with this one. You know, last time we did it, we donated to Gleaners. I think we're going to be doing something with Gleaners again. Just look, New Year. Everyone loves to donate in December and November because, oh my gosh, you know, that's when the holidays or stuff. But then you got January and a lot of people forget, you know. And so we're going to still try and do stuff for them. That being said, let's get into our week in wrestling conversation. Look, TLC happened, okay? And usually when I say that, it sounds like it's a bad thing. And there were bad things regarding this. Let's not make it seem like, oh, if we were going to say TLC was probably one of the best pay-per-views for 2018 from WWE.
That's not saying too much.
It's not like we're saying this was the end-all, be-all of pay-per-views for WWE. They'll never top this. No. We're talking about the best for 2018.
It was kind of a shitty year for them.
And that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about our pro wrestling scorecards first. So, like we said, when Daniel called in last week, he challenged us. He said, "You guys want to do a fucking rematch?" And I was like, "Yes, sir. I'd like to do a rematch, sir." And he's like, "Fuck right you are." And I was like, "I'm just a little bitch right to him."
So you and Z need some redemption here.
I don't fucking need any redemption. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I do. Basically, so their scores were as I had it. I don't know where their scores went, but I know where ours are. So that's all that matters. Z is actually our new champion with 106 points.
I know.
Dude came through. He beat our current champion, Joe, by 1 point. 105 is what Joe had. I came in third with 98. Smitty had 90. And our own Orlando Christopher put up a goose egg because AIDS, man. AIDS is kicking his ass. He couldn't even write. It took away his motor functions. That's what the fuck did I just kick?
This is like stage what? Stage
There's a fucking
12
cup
age?
under here.
Was that stage 12 age he has now?
It's stage Twades.
Stage Twades.
So,
you gotta get told Magic Johnson, dude. He knows
look,
how to
man,
cure that shit.
it's because he's been using his Magic Johnson. So
Now I'm defending your love of Magic.
that's fine. So that means Z coming out number one is taking on the person that came out number one for Pro Wrestling Scorecards, and that's fucking Jess. What the shit, man?
So pretty much both of our bottom of our barrel people, for the most part, came out on top.
There you go. We're going to call that out right there. Joe is taking on Mario. Smitty does not get his rematch.
I don't need a rematch. Mario was the one who needs the rematch.
I'm taking on Ramon. Smitty is taking on Daniel. And Orlando Christopher is... Damn, Daniel. And Orlando Christopher is taking on the wife of Pro Wrestling Scorecards, fucking Dez. So it's going to be a fun time, man. And especially with how everything fucking went down Monday and Tuesday. But before we get into that, we will talk about TLC and what fucking happened. So the first two matches were, look, we all said this was ridiculous. This was a 12-match card. And they threw two matches on the pre-show. Number one was the Cruiserweight Championship, which we kind of talked about last week.
I feel like it should have been. That one should have been.
I'm okay with it being there, and as we go into it, I'll tell you why. First off, it was a great match to kick off the fucking show. Buddy Murphy defended his Cruiserweight Championship against Cedric Alexander.
Those guys are magic together, too.
And he won. He defended it. He won. He retained. Great match. Really good match.
But those two are they've been magic with each other for the last 4 or 5 months.
True. So we weren't. It's not like we were expecting anything less. I'm not going to argue that. Should it have been on the main show? Maybe. What would you have taken off? Nothing. I wouldn't have taken off anything. What would you have taken off, Smitty?
As much as I would have put the tag match, triple threat tag match.
Again, you would have relegated a tag team championship match to the pre-show when it's been on their last. It was definitely on Survivor Series.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. I'll take that back because what else would I put up there? I could have put that. You could have put the Orton Mysterio match.
Orton and Mysterio would never touch a pre-show.
I said they're not touching a pre-show because it's Orton and Mysterio, but
right. I mean, look,
it wasn't one of a higher profile matches. If you want to get eyes on your pre-show, those are 2 names that would have brought names to your pre-show. I mean, eyes to the pre-show. Or
yeah,
even Ruby Riott versus an Italian match you could have threw to the pre-show. You already had two other women's matches on the card.
I could have seen that. I'll give you that. Ruby Riott and Natalia on the pre-show. I think I would have, yeah. If we're going to go, I mean, look, that was also a good match. I mean,
it was a good match.
We'll get it, it's not like it's replacing anything that was bad. Even Elias Bobby Lashley in a ladder match, which is fucking weird, man, because
they changed the rules.
They changed it. It wasn't just a ladder match. It was a guitar hanging above the ring mat. Yeah, whoever gets it gets to use it. And it was like, wait, no, that's why we kept calling it an on a pole match, because that's what an on a pole match is. So when they said it's hanging above a ladder, we were all like, that's a ladder match. Once it gets, they win. They're like, no. According to the description, it's not how it goes here. God damn it.
What'd they do when that show
and
actually
then sure as fucking shit, it was a ladder match, and then fucking Elias got the guitar first and he won. But then Lashley fucking used it. And man, I would have switched that fucking pick for sure.
I would have switched that pick for sure. Well, I got the winner. I would have literally picked Rush. I would have picked that exactly if they didn't explain it as on the pole match.
Right.
The reason I went with Elias winning and Rush.
You mean Lashley winning?
No, I had Elias winning.
Oh yeah, I went with Elias winning too.
So I had Elias. I would have got the winner right no matter what. But the way they explained it, I figured that Elias would get the guitar. I figured that he would smash after the match was over. He was gonna smash Rush with it.
Right.
And it was pretty much
because we were all talking like Lashley's gonna move out of the way. Rush is about to get hit. Yeah. Up next was the Mixed Match Challenge Finals, the kickoff of the TLC pay-per-view.
Oh, that could have been on a pre-show, too.
No. You know why? Because it made them so much money for it to be on the regular fucking show.
Yeah.
Do you know Facebook fucking said, look, we're going to fucking put this on Facebook at the same time that it's on with you. And
but they also the commentators pushed the hell out of it being on Facebook Live.
Yeah, and then Michael Cole even said, you can leave comments. And everyone was like, what? Comments? No way. Facebook?
It is on Facebook Live and YouTube.
And it was literally the first time that a pay-per-view match was given away for free. Specifically pay-per-view. As far as I know, it's given away for free, but definitely the first time it was ever aired on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And then everyone, of course, Michael Cole's like, and if you liked it that much, you can come on to the fucking show and watch 4 more hours of that shit. And everyone was like, I'm good. Next match was the SmackDown Championship match. The Bar defending against the Usos and the New Day in a triple threat match, and the Bar retained.
I think a lot of people have the Usos taking that one.
I thought it made sense for the Usos to take it.
See, I didn't think they were going to let the Usos take it. The reason I didn't say the Usos were going to take it, I think they're going to have the Usos chase from at least till after the Rumble. I think the Usos are going to chase the Bar till after the Rumble. So when the Usos finally become a 6-time champion, is he going to be at Wrestle right before Mania?
I'll tell you this right now. I don't even think the Usos are about to be involved.
I know after SmackDown.
After everything that's going on, man. I look. Okay, so let's talk about it. How you thought about it before seeing Raw and SmackDown. So yes, you thought the Usos were going to chase until after Rumble.
Till at least to Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Or if not Elimination Chamber, they're going to get that 6-time run at Mania. That's the thought process I went into when I picked that match.
Okay. I picked the Usos to win just because I thought they finally deserved another shot at it, man. They've not held it. They've gotten a couple wins over them, over the Bar, as well as New Day. I thought it was let them get the run for a little bit. Maybe show up on Mania for something, as a main card. Did they get the main card last year?
Yeah, they got to make
Yeah,
that.
so they already got that first WrestleMania. Sorry for you. Long day. So I thought they were going to get it and maybe take it to Rumble, probably lose that Rumble, if not at the Elimination Chamber. Or I think Fastlane's in between them too. Like, there's like two.
Is Rumble, because Rumble's January. Oh yeah, Fastlane is.
Yeah.
So it's Rumble,
Elimination Chamber,
Fastlane.
Fastlane, Mania. So a couple pay-per-views in between there. That's where I thought something was going to happen along with that, which is weird now because it used to just be one pay-per-view in between the Rumble and
I don't
Mania.
think it's actually. I want to look up the pay-per-view
No, it is.
schedule.
It is
Fastlane?
because January, February, March, and then April is Mania. And I think what it is it's like late February, early March, which is like weird because I don't understand why they're even doing that.
That'd be Fastlane should only be. It should be. It's fodder filler for Mania.
Which
literally.
is yeah, which is so crazy to me because
Fastlane
Mania is April 13th, April 7th.
7th or 9th. One of those two. I think it's April 7th. And yeah, so Fastlane is pointless if that's the case, unless you do it super early in February. But February is already. Not February, but in March.
So we have pulling it up. January 26th and 26th is Takeover Phoenix, and then 27th is Rumble. February 17th is Elimination Chamber. March 10th is Fastlane. April 5th is Takeover Brooklyn. April 7th is Mania 35. So
they are giving you still a month to do.
No. Yeah, they are. Yes and no. So, okay, hold on. March 10th, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in between.
A month. Let's just say. A month.
And then we have
Fastlane is literally WrestleMania fodder.
February 17th, and then 1, 2, 3 weeks from Elimination Chamber to Fastlane. So, but look, man, that's also because 27th is Rumble.
That's a month.
So 3 weeks to Elimination Chamber from Rumble, 3 more weeks to Fastlane, and then 4 weeks from Fastlane to Mania. It feels like they could have done a pay-per-view February 24th
And called it a day.
and called it.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's like you said, like Fastlane is literally just there. It's just there.
And then after Mania is they don't have a date yet. Backlash, yeah, May 2019. So, if we're going April 7th, so 1, 2, 3. The first week of May is the first Sunday of May is the 5th, so it's 4 weeks after that. But May has 1, 2, 3, 4 Sundays in it. So my thought process is maybe May. I was gonna say Mother's Day, May 12th, but I don't. Man, like maybe May 19th, and then
What for what?
For Backlash.
Yeah, they're probably the 19th because I don't think they don't drop shit on. I don't think they'll drop shit on Mother's Day.
And then what's fucked up is the week before is probably when they're week before Father's Day is when they're gonna do. I could see them dropping Money in the Bank on Father's Day.
Yeah, I could see them dropping Money in Bank on Father's Day, but I couldn't see them dropping Backlash.
Yeah,
on
so
Mother's
maybe
Day.
June 16th. Then for that, and Extreme Rules is the July pay-per-view, and the August 11th.
August is SummerSlam.
Yes, and that one has a date, August 11th. So, I don't know, man. I will honestly say that it's weird to me that they're going with the 2 pay-per-views in between because they combine the pay-per-views. Now, granted, this may just be this year because of that. Because when they combined everything, it was after Mania last year.
After Mania.
So, basically, all that stuff's kind of already set up in motion.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
They even admit they lost viewers because of doing a pay-per-view every month for each brand. That was too much to keep up with.
And so it's cut down to a pay-per-view a month because we have outside of TakeOver, because Rumble's in January, Elimination Chamber February, March Fastlane, April WrestleMania, May Backlash, June Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules in July, SummerSlam August, Hell in a Cell September. October is something that is to be announced, which last year it was the Women's Evolution one. Rumors are running around saying there might be a Queen of the Ring pay-per-view.
I could deal with something like that.
Yeah, I can see that. November Survivor Series, December TLC. So look, either way, it seems like they're rushing shit in between this. And if that's the case, maybe you shouldn't be rushing shit like that. So that's what that is being said. So TLC up next after. So yeah, the bar. Basically, that's what we're talking about. They were going, but the bar retained. So then it was Corbin versus Braun in a TLC match, and Corbin was dead set. He was about to retain by forfeit. Heath Slater gets to like 6 or 7, and Braun's music hits.
Comes out swinging.
And Braun comes out with this huge fucking thing on his elbow.
Arm sling.
And it's just like, it wasn't just a sling, it was like a contraption and a sling. Like, whatever the fuck was over. He was like, you forgot to mention that it's a TLC match. And that means I can have people help me and beat you. Like, because his fucking mouth is always on the fucking microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, I can have people help me to kick your ass. There's no disqualifications. Which, again, forfeit. Kind of a disqualification. But whatever. So then fucking Rude and Gable come out, which
they just won a tag champion. It's like that was the one thing about this whole. You said something about like it was really smart book, and I'm like, Gable and Rude was like in my mind, like Gable and Rude wasn't really a smart booking for it. And Apollo Crews, because Apollo Crews has just been randomly featured on television. For the last
Apollo Crews I didn't get coming in. That was the one I didn't get. The Rude and Gable I got because they were still put into situations that were fucking stupid. Baron Corbin letting AOP out there beating the shit out of them. At the time, Revival, if we're going on the day of before the reset of everything, Revival were still considered heels, so they wouldn't come out, right?
I looked at them more like tweeners because the Revival.
That's what you looked them as, at them as, but it's not what they were being put over as. You know, I mean, as far as the commentators, as far as anyone with the fucking 2 sets of eyes, you know, a pair of eyes, that's what they were saying. Oh, it's 3-on-2 handicap match, 3-on-1 handicap match. Oh, they're totally the faces. Wait, what? They're the heels? No, according to the commentators, according to the way they were being put out, they were the heels.
Well, we talked about the inconsistency with commentary with the 3-on-1
right.
both.
So Apollo Crews was the one that kind of was iffy for me, even though he came out like the week before or whatever. Then Finn Balor obviously came out as well.
Like Finn makes, I think Finn was the only one that really made sense.
Finn, no, I think everyone but Cruz made sense. Even though Cruz kind of came out and helped out, it was just weird why it was him that because he helped out Balor.
But Cruz also helped out Elias too in that little feud. Like Cruz has been randomly used.
When did Cruz help out Elias?
Oh, he actually came. Well, no, Elias came out when Cruz was actually getting assaulted by Lashley and Rush, whatever.
So is that how he got fucking pulled into this?
Yeah.
Weird.
It's almost like Cruz has been randomly put inside those guys' feuds.
That is weird.
Yeah, that's like, I don't understand. Like, my thing about Cruz was like literally, yeah. And the funny thing, I crossed him off my unscheduled twice. Because he's been, like I said, over the last month and a half, he's been randomly put inside these feuds.
Yeah.
So, like, I had a feeling they're going to put, and then he was also Bailey's replacement when Finn got sick for Mixed Match Challenge. So I'm like, they're going to do something random with him. I had a feeling they were going to do something random with him. But I figured they're still going to try to do something random with The Miz, and I thought The Miz was a better pick.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Kurt Angle also came out, and they all just ended up beating up Corbin, which there were a lot of people that said, look, this doesn't make any sense.
Well,
These are the faces. They're attacking the heel. And it's like, my thought process on it is that it does make sense because this heel did all of this to them. And then he got his comeuppance. Like, they finally, got their revenge on him. So I get that. There were a lot of people that were all upset that didn't make any sense. Or faces, and they're not supposed to be attacking like this. Well, they're not attacking. They're reacting. They're retaliating. And so what happened against them? So, of course, they all beat the shit out of him, and
Braun just takes
puts his foot over him and gets the pin. So now Braun Strowman is going to be facing Brock Lesnar at motherfucking TLC. Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. Up next was the tables match with Natalya and Ruby Riott, and of course the fucking table with Jim the Anvil Neidhart was brought out. Natty put Liv
through the table. She took a hell of a bump with that one too.
Liv took a major bump, and that was good shit on Liv.
I love Liv Morgan selling.
Yeah, she's really good. So she took a hit, and then Natty put Sarah Logan through the table. And then eventually there was just a nice, good back and forth between her and Ruby Riott. I really like Ruby Riott.
I love Ruby, but I'm like I think I said it this last week. They're turning the Riot Squad into a female version of the Wyatt family.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that that's not the case.
But like the way they book the Riot Squad to look strong until the payoff's supposed to come around, and that's when whatever phase goes ahead and just beats the shit out of them. Natalia pretty much did I'm not gonna say a burial. She pretty much like decimated the entire Riot Squad.
Let me ask you a question then. Okay, if the Riot Squad is being put into the Wyatt Squad, see what I did right there?
Yeah.
Riot.
I like it.
So if it's gonna be the Riot family and the Wyatt Squad, what do you do with Ruby right now? Like, if you're not gonna bury her, so you give her the win. Let's say you gave her that win, okay? Are you making her a formidable opponent for Ronda?
That's the only thing you could do at that point.
But you're just gonna bury that too.
But her with the faction, that still makes you still like Ronda's getting a kind of a scenic treatment. She's not losing without something hokey. The Riot Squad gives.
She's not losing. There's no hokiness going on. She's not losing at all.
Yeah, but if she's gonna lose, it's gonna be some type of hokey, some shenanigans. In the Riot Squad is the perfect shenanigans. Like put her in a 3-on-1 situation without Natalia at her back. Even with Natalia, you still got a 3-on-2 situation. That 3-on-2 situation makes Ruby viable against Ronda, even with Natalia.
Yeah, but you're not going to give Ruby that win.
You're not going to give her the win immediately. You can still build her.
But you think that Ruby's going to be so you're building this to have Ruby to be the first person to beat Ronda Rousey?
I'm not sure she's going to be the first.
Well, then what I'm saying is if you give her this win, if you give her a good momentum and do something like that, then eventually it's got to lead to something down the line. And the only thing that is leading for a WWE Women's Championship, Raw Women's Championship down the line is probably Becky versus Ronda, right? So if you throw Ruby into a Fastlane or Elimination Chamber match against Ronda, you're kind of killing her a little bit even more before WrestleMania. So, look.
Put her in a program with Bayley or Sasha.
I think
Well,
that'll be fine if she goes over.
But let's say, look, you got to, like, my thing is, if she beat Natalia, she can do more momentum things until she built.
But she looked really good against Natty.
Okay, she did. She looks good against most of the people she's in the ring with. I think Ruby Riott is one of the best in-ring female in-ring performers on Raw.
So if you're saying that
I'm not saying immediately throw her to Ronda. I'm saying like Natalia will be the perfect place to start for Ruby to build momentum to Ronda.
Okay, so when Ronda then?
Okay, when Ronda?
Yeah, when Ronda. Because it has to be after WrestleMania.
I figured it would be after WrestleMania. I think it would probably be around Backlash.
So no, because Backlash is retribution for WrestleMania.
What's it, February then?
February? I said after WrestleMania.
I mean, not WrestleMania, but May.
I don't fucking remember now.
May,
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank is June.
Okay.
So we got Backlash in March. What's one we said might be?
I don't fucking remember.
Right before TLC, or even if that's the case, TLC. I mean, not TLC, but Money in the
TLC's
Bank.
later in the month.
I say maybe Money in the Bank in June. You got to have time.
So
to build.
okay, but then what do you do with her until then? You throw her in this Royal Rumble where she gets eliminated. You give her something at Fastlane, or maybe give her a Mania moment where she beats Bayley or Sasha.
So you give her something where she beats Bayley or Sasha at Mania, and at that point you can give her momentum, and then she can.
Can't you still do that even with this loss to Natty though?
You can, but I think you could give her a better kickstart with beating Natty.
Well, you're talking about 4 months from now.
And I think I'm thinking farther ahead than WWE is thinking about.
But that's fine. But what I'm saying is, if you give her Natty now, right? So if you give her Natty now and then you try to push her forward, it's kind of like you're rocket strapping her, but then pulling her back real fast. And I think that would kill her more than having her lose now and working towards the title, than winning now and keep winning, and then only for her not to get Ronda at Mania because Becky and Charlotte and everyone else is there.
Yeah.
I feel like you want to give her a good match at Mania. And this loss will kind of just fade away into the background.
Okay, I can agree with that for sure.
So, all right, moving on from that. The next match was Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. And Dolph Ziggler came out and got a nice little shot in on McIntyre.
Super kick.
And Finn Balor went over.
That surprised. That was like one of the few things that shocked the hell out of me.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I think they're doing something with Balor.
Finally.
Yes, finally. But
No dolphin,
also with
though.
this whole reset. What?
It's like no dolphin. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe we could put Dolph Ziggler and Finn Balor inside.
And give him the name Dolphin?
No, not really. That was just a joke I heard. Yeah, dolphin.
Idiot. Balor went over convincingly. I think it was. I mean, look, there was a little bit of screwy stuff, but it was in the middle of the ring. And good match. It was a good match. There was a lot of kick-ass stuff that was going on. Good wrestling moves, and it looked like an actual wrestling match. That I was. For the first, I would be like this. Look, we had. Let's just start from the beginning of TLC, the mixed match challenge match, right? That was a fun times.
It was
right?
fun. It was something fun to open up the show with, and it got you invested to a degree. It was like, oh,
SmackDown title match. Look, it's all right. I'm not going to argue it. It's the Bar, it's the Usos, it's the New Day. They always have a decent match. But again, because there's 3 teams involved, it's basically a spot fest. Get your spots off, then we'll get this finish out, right? Not
super kick party from the Usos.
Yeah, and trust fall from Kofi and the fucking beats of the Sheamus and stuff like that, so on and so forth. Braun Strowman Corbin match was just a beatdown of Corbin, right? It wasn't a match or anything like that.
It was, like I said, I think it was originally scheduled to be a squash match until the whole Strowman injury thing.
Right, which I will say, I understand now the build for that. As annoying as it was, I get it. But still, holy fuck, what you should have done that build better for the reason to have everyone out there. Natalya and Ruby Riott was a good tables match. I'm not going to argue it, but obviously the whole objective is, Natalya's fighting off the Riott squad while she's also trying to put Ruby through a table. So it's not fully a wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? It's a good match it's a good tables match.
It's a good storytelling match.
But then you have Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre where it's, man, watching these two guys go on, not just straight wrestling, but a great match to watch that didn't seem like it was put together in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this. No, it seemed like those two knew what to go with, went with it, went at each other, and made it look really fucking good.
Goddamn Irish and Scotsman.
That's what they do, eh? That's what they do. What they do. Up next was the chair match. Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio went over. A lot of people, Joe was totally against Rey Mysterio. Not against, he wanted Rey to win. He's like, man, WWE is going to give it to fucking Randy Orton.
But like I say, the reason I picked Orton because and I did pick this one off a rumor. They say AJ's match at Mania is going to be versus Orton, and Orton's whole new thing is like, oh, I'm going back to being a legend kid. I'm going to put down these current legends and put down these up and comers that think they're going to become legends. Like, which Ty Dillinger made no sense, but him going over on Jeff Hardy and Hell in a Cell, like him going over on Ray. But these are guys who are pretty much considered WWE legends right now to a certain degree. So they building them up to take on like the biggest name, like Orton taking on the biggest name to go up against AJ at Mania. I figured him going over on Ray would have helped start a build for him and him and AJ at Mania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but again, you were thinking now, and that's a 4-month build that you can get to, so that's why you didn't pick the right one. You know why I picked Ray? Let me tell you why I picked Ray. Because everything that it was the Seth Rollins promo, to be very honest. Rollins say, Raw sucked. You're destroying it, blah, blah, blah. WWE was admitting stuff was going wrong, right? So this pay-per-view, to me, it looked like it was going to be these are not face heavy, but these are things that people want to see happen versus things that should a proper storyline progression, right? Finn Balor winning caught me off guard, but it made sense, especially if you're building up like that, But at the same time, so now Drew has a loss on a pay-per-view and had a loss on Raw. But I was like, maybe some shenanigans could have got in there to where, Dolph hit Drew, and that's why Drew wins. You know what I'm saying? The ref saw that. So Finn didn't lose, but he didn't win. That's why I picked Drew in that scenario. But I picked Ray because it made sense for Ray to win if we're trying to work it so other people aren't just getting these destruction, looking all unbeatable and shit like that, And that's what, even what Joe said, that's what they're going to do. Give it to Randy. They're going to fucking give it to Randy. And he's right. But that promo made me think everything was something
was
different.
starting to change.
And then it also, I think it was our fucking on Wednesday, right before our show. That's when they announced that Vince was going to be coming to Raw on Monday. And so it's like, oh shit, which we'll get into in a little bit. Next match was the Raw Women's Championship match: Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. In, ladies and gentlemen, another phenomenal Ronda Rousey match. Let alone with Nia Jax, who everyone on the internet, every other match she's ever had, bitch is like, oh, she's so sloppy. She's so horrible in the ring. Oh, she better not do this to my wife, so on and so forth, But she had a really good fucking match with Ronda again. I don't know why Tamina was there.
Oh, Tamina was there just for the whole showmanship of the finish.
If she had done something in this match, I'd like
that would have made more sense.
I get that she was like, and then Ronda ran over there and grabbed her by the hair and then, got hit in the back. Fuck it, man. There was really didn't do anything.
She was a Jenny McCartney, Pam Anderson WrestleMania valet.
Yeah, like we don't understand why she was there. But anyway, so good match and great storytelling on both sides. Ronda selling the first Samoan drop but kicking out. Slipping out of the second one. She made Nia look really strong, and not once did Ronda look like she overpowered Nia. So Nia still looked really strong. Then at the finish, got the armbar, kissed the fucking hand, and then fucking made her tap. So,
and I love what Becky did after.
Right. So she wins and everything, and then it cuts to Nia in the backstage, and she walks past an interview. And then Becky walks up and she fucking socked her in the face. And she was
keep
like,
my name out your damn mouth.
Yeah, keep it out, eh? I made her Canadian and Scottish. That's Canadian. Up next match was Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan retained.
I thought that was one of the show stealers.
That was such a good match.
One thing, I really, after the last two matches they had, I was like, okay, they couldn't do anything else. And then I saw this one, I'm like, holy shit.
I think of these two guys like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Like when they face each other, I feel like it is...
They kind of have that same relationship, too, to a certain degree, without being a best friends thing.
I feel like as good as they both are, two ring generals, two guys that constantly put on great matches, and especially with Daniel switching up his style, because his was a lot more flamboyant when they first were fighting, and it's gotten more
brutal.
It's more brutal and methodical as well. Right now, even rolling for the at the leg, kicking at the leg, and stuff like that. It's smart stuff. Daniel Bryan is becoming a technical. He's showing his technical genius, not becoming. He's showing his technical genius, switching his style. Yes, but the running knee, the suicide dives, and things like that. Daniel Bryan was always doing that before, and now with this heel character that he's
like, no, he's not doing the things that want you to pop for him.
Exactly, and it's still so good. So that's what he's concentrating on.
And he's still getting heat for and doing the no when he does the quote unquote yes case. The crowd's going back to saying no, and he's actually getting proper heel heat, which is I love about it.
Also, not just that, like when his entrance, he mocks the people. When he's in the
whole
ring. Yeah, it's Daniel Bryan is he's just so good. But think about it, like when old school back, like okay, we love to romanticize the Attitude Era, right?
Yeah.
And look, it was the best time for wrestling. I'm not trying to argue it, but Stone Cold Steve Austin as a heel, right? When he was still getting booed and everything, he was still doing his signature moves. He was still bouncing off and dropping the elbow. He was doing the Luthez press and, pounding and everything like that and still flicking them off. It was still like partial pop stuff. Daniel Bryan's not doing any of that, man. Daniel Bryan is a real smart worker.
But that's because he knows what the people like. At that point, like the fans, like at that point, like the Attitude Era was Austin was doing all of this and still getting boos. It was because like Austin, like they weren't planning on Austin being the face he became.
Right.
This is the stuff that like this stuff wasn't getting him a pop yet until after the whole King of the Ring thing.
Yeah.
The difference between him and Bryan is like Bryan was already established as one of the top baby faces in the company. They knew what got a pop out for Bryan. Taking that away is one of the ways you get that proper heel heat, which is hard to get in WWE now.
Yeah, I agree. Next match was Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship, and Seth lost the belt. You're shaking your head, man. Why?
I think that was one of the most underwhelming matches, even though it had probably one of the most fleshed out builds.
Did you think it was an underwhelming match, or did you think? See, I thought it was a great match. The problem is where it was and what kind of match it was. For a wrestling match, it was a really good match. For the match that those two should have had, it was a horrible match.
It should have been a better storytelling match, not just a great wrestling match.
Not even so much storytelling. Like, these two guys talked about how much they hated each other. You know, Seth, I hate you for what you said, you know. And Dean's like, you made me weak. There was like zero brawl to this match. Like, there was more brawl.
It was an excellent wrestling match.
Yeah, there was more brawl for Drew and Finn than there was in this match. And to me, that didn't make sense because, one, right before that, we just saw a wrestling match, a great wrestling match. You know, and look, you're not going to follow AJ and Daniel Bryan with another phenomenal wrestling match. But when you follow them with something and it's not different and it still goes over 20 minutes, that's why they started getting boring chants.
And yeah, I feel like you're right. It felt underwhelming compared to where it was. On the card.
Yeah, people knew it was filler.
And that, you just like, honestly, and I think it more pisses me off, like, at this point, we know Lesnar's not on the show. The IC title is supposed to be your top title on Raw right now. And you made it filler fodder.
Right. And I don't want to, here's the thing. I don't think WWE meant to make it filler or fodder, because if it is their top title, it makes sense that it followed the WWE Championship, because the WWE title is SmackDown's top title, but the women are pulling in the views. So it makes sense to have the women main event, right?
And
so
you rightfully so.
And then so Dean and Seth should have been where they were. You know, I mean, unless, what were you going to do? Fucking put Randy and Ray in a chairs match in between Seth and the women's?
If you need a filler cool down, yeah. If you need a filler cool down, you could have put them there. And that's just that. That's where, like we say, the problem is that's where Dean and Seth fell into. If you needed just something to a cool down match, that would have been a perfect place for them to be.
So I guess my thought process is then I feel like WWE's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if they put the WWE title 4 matches from the top, right, then they run the risk of, oh, you're not respecting your belt.
I said WWE still an IC title.
No, I'm talking about the WWE title, because this what you're talking about, an in between match between Seth and Dean and the women's.
I was talking about between AJ and Bryan.
You needed but even then you're still the point is the WWE title is your 4th match, and then you're putting Natalya and Ruby because that's a Raw match. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kind of did flip flop. You know, R-Truth and Jinder was double. SmackDown tag. Raw general manager. Raw women. Oh, I guess it didn't really flip flop. Raw Drew and Finn. And then SmackDown Ray and Randy. Raw women. SmackDown. So, wow, holy shit.
Yeah, so in other words, you could have put that chairs match there.
Not the chairs match, maybe the tables match. But either way, you're still putting the WWE Championship at the 4th match. The way the title stacked up, I thought it was smart, because you got the WWE title, then you got the Intercontinental title, which is the top title right now in Raw because Lesnar's barely there, and then the women, who should have main evented because of how big that match was, right?
And after watching that, you deserved it so much.
Right, they did, and they did beforehand.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is the only thing that could have made this better is not moving another match there. It's Dean and Seth's match being different, being a fucking fight. Why was there no fucking stipulation for this match? These guys hated each other.
Yeah, they should have there was like a no DQ or something at least in there.
You're on a TLC pay-per-view.
And you had what? You had
a chairs match. You had a ladder match.
You had a tables match.
You had
a TLC. You had 2 TLCs technically.
Yeah, you had 5 weapons matches.
Yeah, you could have just do that as a no DQ match then if that's the case.
I would have like if there the way these like Seth and Dean fighting each other, beating each other's ass and everything through the weeks up, then to just have a fucking wrestling match. That's why I don't think it was underwhelming because of where it was on the card. I think it was underwhelming because of the match that they had. With
the build that they had going into it.
Like the build that they had was, it's like, you know how we were talking about Nia Jax running. You know, I'm the 6 foot 300 blah blah beast motherfucker. Ronda. You know, no, it doesn't make any sense. So this, just the wrestling match is what didn't make sense to me. I thought it was a decent match. I thought it was a good match.
Oh no, I thought it was.
But the problem is, it was a good match after another really good match, and in between, because everyone just wanted the women to come out eventually. They by this being a small wrestling match, they weren't pulling in the emotion from the audience because it wasn't like there was any emotion from them themselves. And my thought process.
But also, like you said earlier, like the build for this match was actually one of the better builds that Raw did.
One of the most consistent builds that Raw did. I don't want to say better builds.
And no,
I won't because I thought after Dean talking and throwing the vest into the fire, it all went stupid.
I said one of the best because, like, honestly, I think the best thing Raw they had was the tables match for Ruby and Natalya.
I like the Nia and Ronda build outside of Nia talking so much.
Nia's talking. It throws me off.
But it's a build that went from when the Evolution pay-per-view in October. You know, it's not like it was a short build.
Saying. It was a long, consistent build.
Yeah, but
her talking just throws me off.
Right. But that match made sense. Nia was dominant at points in it, you know, so it made sense for it to happen.
Nia really didn't interact with Ronda. Well, she talked about it, but she didn't really interact with her too much.
Right. Because you can't do that. You know, can't make Ronda look weak at all for some fucking reason. Like,
that's what's going to kill Ronda's character.
And that's what I was talking about. You can't make it. For some reason, WWE refuses to make Ronda Rousey look like an underdog. And that's a problem. You need to look like an underdog.
She's going to get that Cena She's going to get that whole Cena treatment in a minute.
Yeah, I doubt it. And then,
I don't know about fan-wise, because she's already starting to get mixed reactions.
But she's starting to get mixed reactions because of what she's doing. Not because of
not because of her booking.
Not because of her booking. It's because of against Becky and everything right now. So, the TLC match, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship was the main event of this match, of this pay-per-view. Asuka becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion. I don't know if you guys heard this or not last week, but I said Asuka was going to be the Women's Champion. I think I'm the only one that picked her. And I said exactly why. I said exactly why, because Ronda's going to come out, she's going to get involved. And my thought process, she was going to come after Charlotte. And then Becky was going to go at Ronda. And then Ronda was going to fight Becky. But it was Becky and Charlotte on top of a ladder, and Ronda just came out and pushed the fucking ladder over while Asuka was on next to the other ladder. Asuka climbs up. Asuka is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And my God, if they're doing what I think they should be doing, what I said, what I called, then that means you're more than likely going to get Ronda and Charlotte at the Royal Rumble. Becky's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania. But there's a lot of talk right now that they're talking about a possible triple threat match with Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky, which we'll talk about later when we get into SmackDown and everything like that. But Asuka taking this title, man, and the match itself. What'd you think, brother?
So I thought this, hands down, was the best match on the card. Asuka winning the championship. When initially putting her in there, it seemed kind of random. Because I knew why. It's like booking wise, I see why. Because like you got Ron at this point, you're still booking Becky as a heel. You're still booking Charlotte as a heel, even though technically Becky is probably the hottest face in your company right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like you had WWE's booking, you got to throw a face in here somewhere,
right?
And I figured Asuka was just that face that seemed strong enough to put on a good match with these two while Becky retained.
Yeah.
But so Asuka coming out on top in the Ronda storyline, I was like, the way the card was going, like, it's always that feeling when you look at some of these cards, when you watch it live, you can see certain things coming like, oh, damn, this is going to happen. Like, Becky's interaction with Nia, I was like, okay, Ronda's going to do something in this TLC match.
But I don't understand why nobody thought that before. Like, especially with me saying it. Like, it made the. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't Ronda get involved in that match?
Wait, listen, it was like halfway through the show. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna have Ronda's gonna have some type of involvement to where either Becky or Charlotte loses.
All Nia was doing was talking about how she fucked Becky up, right? All Ronda was doing is talking about how pissed off she was about Charlotte. And stuff.
Yeah, that's why like if Ronda came out, I figured Ronda was gonna come after Charlotte, and at that point it's gonna come down to Becky and Asuka, and Becky would have did something to keep the title.
I was surprised Nia didn't fucking come down. I was surprised they didn't save Nia for the match as well. And have Nia come down earlier and go at Becky, and Becky, fight through and still looking like she was going to win. And then if you have Ronda, come up with they're both on top of the ladder and push, that makes sense then too.
But hands down, it was probably the best match on the card. And
oh yeah,
having Asuka winning, I love those twists where I don't see coming, like Asuka. Like you say, you saw it, you figured that was gonna come because you figured.
I didn't figure. I called that shit.
So one thing is I knew afterwards it makes sense because Asuka, Ronda has unfinished business with Charlotte, and we were due to the whole accident with Nia and Becky, we were robbed of the Survivor Series thing. And I really feel like the original book, it was supposed to be Survivor Series. You get Ronda versus Becky, and then you got Charlotte versus Ronda at Mania. I think that was supposed to be the original probably booking plan.
I can see that.
Until the whole phase breaking incident.
Hmm.
And I was talking to you on Tuesday about this, about where my real big question where they take Asuka from here.
She needs a real credible opponent.
A credible opponent, but SmackDown really doesn't have any credible heels right now. They have the Iconics, who are pretty much jobbers. You have Sonya Deville, who they have not really developed too much yet.
I would love to see a build for Sonya Deville.
I would love to see. No, I would love to see it, but they have not done it. You have Mandy Rose.
We're talking 4 months, dude. We're talking 4 months. Dude,
at least till Mania.
That's a good call because Sonya Deville had already had her
MMA.
But not only that, Sonya Deville was the one that Asuka eliminated, and Sonya the next week was like, "No, the reason I was there, oh man."
So I can see the only viable little person on the SmackDown roster is probably Sonya Deville. Well, like I say, Mandy Rose. Let's be real. The only reason she would she's got fake tits and blonde hair. Vince loves that bitch. So that's the reason you will see her against Asuka.
I wouldn't mind Sonya Deville. I would also like to see
Carmella's face right now, Naomi's face,
Peyton.
Let's say Iconics. They're not doing nothing with them right now.
Again, dude, we're talking 4 months down the line.
But she just won the title now. Once again, it's 4 months down the line, and you have 2 more pay-per-views in between there?
Three.
Okay, you have time to build Sonya Deville, but what did you do in the meantime, in between time? I'm not talking at this point. You're talking Mania 4 months down the line. We have the Royal Rumble in 3 weeks?
Okay,
what do you do for the Rumble?
No, the Rumble's in 5 weeks.
Okay, still 5 weeks. So you still got the Rumble. You still have Fastlane. You still have Elimination
So you're
Chamber.
asking what we do with Asuka for the Rumble?
What do you do in between these until Mania?
Becky versus Asuka at the Rumble. Becky. The way I said it last week was Becky versus Asuka at the Rumble. Becky loses, but then goes into the Rumble and wins the Rumble, and then goes to face Ronda. So then your next 2 matches. Look, not every title needs to be defended on every fucking pay-per-view.
Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly. But there's enough eyes on the SmackDown Women's Championship. You're gonna want to see this title until interest wears off of it.
I can see a defense at Fastlane, or no, I'm sorry, not Fastlane. At Elimination, maybe not Elimination Chamber. I can see a defense at Fastlane. And then some sort of build between then. So a defense at the Rumble, a defense at Fastlane, and a defense at Mania.
And like I say, they talk about like, okay, I know we haven't got into this, but there's a certain somebody getting called up. If you roll her back with her old crew, you could build her versus Asuka.
We'll get into that call up in a second. Fuck, that call up annoys the shit out of me, and I'll tell you why when we get into it. So basically, TLC. What do you give TLC overall, Smitty?
8.5.
Really, that high?
Once again, like the rest of the year has been pretty shoddy, and this is probably, like I said, we had probably hands on the best one. I'm giving it 8.5 just out of context compared to everything else.
Damn, I can't even give it an 8.5, man. I'd give it like a 7.5 because
I say this rating was literally in comparison to everything else throughout the year, and I've been pretty Paula Abdul generous with some of these ratings.
I think you're being really generous with that. But whatever, man. It's your life. 8.5. I think I'm giving it like a 7.5. Now, WWE built up Mr. McMahon showing up on Monday Night Raw. There were some people hoping that Vince would hand over the company on it. They were talking about that. Hand it over to Triple H. There were some people talking about that a superstar shakeup was going to happen. But all in all, Raw had the worst ratings it had in the last 2 weeks in a row. Again, at a 2.285 for the December 3rd episode and a 2.194 for the episode, the Go Home Show for TLC. Now, built up, McMahon's coming back. Oh my God, everyone's got to pay the fuck attention. We got to take a look at this. What were the ratings like for Raw? Well, I like how if anyone's watching the video, they're seeing me fucking struggle just to put my glasses on.
And they're seeing me going to the Twitter machine because there was something that somebody kind of ruined what show they were going to. When I got some heavy machinery wrong.
No, they didn't. I'm going to make fun of you in a second. As soon as you find that tweet, I'm going to make fun of you and tell you why you're wrong. So, Raw came in this week with 2.547 million viewers for the post-TLC. The McMahons come out, and by McMahons I say Vince comes out and he goes, you know what? Let's just, let's let everyone listen to this.
That was Otis Ozovich here.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Look at his tweet before that. Look at his tweet on Monday. Dozovic said Monday and Tuesday. He said Monday they were going to Raw, and he said Tuesday they were going to SmackDown.
I only saw the Tuesday one.
Well, see? Told you. Idiot. You gotta look into all. You got full research, man, not read headlines.
Well, so no, my thing was like, that's the one that came up on my timeline
This
for
shit's
Twitter.
gone. This shit's gone. So I gotta put it on this fucking. Is it? What the fuck? Oh, yeah. I was like, where did this cup come from? I fucking kicked it. Oh, it's not
The random cup that was by your foot.
All right, let's see. So it's gonna be a little bit of time. I want to listen to this whole announcement, so everyone can hear it. Of course, they're gonna go with an ad first, and I'm gonna need a microphone.
And it's the tap out ad that's usually before every video. Yep. We have the tap out ad. Oh, so Jason Jordan's still in this ad too. I usually kind of turn away whenever I see it. I know I got like 30 seconds.
No, doesn't. Jason Jordan's in it because he's still part of the company. I mean, he got fucked up. That's why he's just putting on pads.
So everybody wants to know what's going on with Monday Night Raw. I'm sure you've asked that question. Because Monday Night Raw has been on the air for over 25 years. That's extraordinary. One of the reasons for our success, of course, is we change with the times. When the times need a changing, we do just that. We change with the times. And despite one man's brilliance, despite one man's creativity, one man's vision, can't do it all by myself anymore, that's for sure. I can do it without you guys, though.
Like that Vince can get
So with that in mind,
Vince can get heat for anything, dude.
we have a family reunion on Monday night.
Period.
And
He refused to put over Hunter.
what an incredible start to Monday Night Raw. He is the
Crowd just pops huge for H all the time.
of this company.
And it's part of it because of what he's done in NXT.
And
Now this is the shocker. This was the shocker. The shocker that Shane was actually coming out.
it's not Tuesday.
Just for the simple fact that
Just came unglued.
here we go.
Tonight because we haven't been doing a very good job for you lately. We haven't been doing the one thing that my father has always taught us to do, and that's listen to our audience. We've let middle managers air their petty grievances. We've been suffocating our superstars, and all of that is going to change, and it starts tonight.
Well, let's pause right there. Saying that they've been letting middle management air out their grievances, that they have been
Suffocating
superstars, so on and so forth. How stupid. One, this is the only thing that really didn't get to me, that really annoyed me about this. Guys, we know that you actually run the show. Like, we know this. Maybe not Shane, you know what I'm saying? But we know that Vince has final say. Trips will come out with some stuff. Stephanie will come out with some stuff. But overall, those guys run the show.
Those three.
But they're trying to make it seem like in the kayfabe world that it's all because of Baron Corbin or whatever shit's going on.
When they say middle management, we've always talked about how they always have too many fingers in the pot, even though Vince has final say. And I think when it comes to Vince has final say, I think Vince just picks whatever he thinks, and it's probably usually the worst idea that usually comes out of there.
Well, let's continue.
We're off to a fresh start.
The days of absentee management are over. As of now, the four of us will be taking back Monday Night Raw. And that
First off, you've had it. Calm down.
goes for SmackDown Live as well, because the four of us are personally responsible to ensuring that all of you have the best possible experience that there is.
We're going to empower our superstars and empower all of you.
And more importantly, we're going to give you what you want.
Just doing that already.
Something new, something fresh. In the coming weeks and months, you will be seeing new faces, new superstars, new matchups. As of now, you are the authority.
And as long as we give you less of what you don't want and more of what you do, WWE will always be then, now, and forever.
Vince got choked up right there, man.
He knows what the hell he built.
Yeah, but still, he got fucking choked up right there. Now, this reminded me of something, and I'll go into it. So, what did you think? We'll start with while I'm looking to pull this up. Your comments on that conversation there.
So, I got to pretty much I watched the highlights of this on YouTube of that because like I told you, I caught the second half of Raw and just kind of watched the highlights this morning for the first half. It was I'm trying to find the words to explain it. There's certain things that like you mentioned a second ago, like the McMahons have always been in control, and it's nothing. It's nothing new. Like after watching through the week, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened that I did like, and I feel like they are taking steps forward toward making this happen. They're not like we're not. It's going to take a lot more than just what happened this week to mend my broken heart of what WWE's done over the last couple of years.
I will say that I am all right with what was said. I mean,
I'm looking for action. I'm not taking words to heart at this point.
agreed. But at the same time, it was a what was it? I felt like it was, while they were taking responsibility, they were also kind of deflecting. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
They were lawyering pretty much.
yes and
They were
no.
lawyering for the company. It was like, yeah, we fucked up, but this is the reason we fucked up.
Yeah, and it wasn't like they were like, oh, look, we were fucking. No, it's like they kind of owned it. They kind of did not own it. Trying to find.
Which promo?
I think it's the first thing, so I don't think it's going to take too long. But so that happened December 17th, 2018. December 15th, 1997, Vince cut another promo.
In 1997, Vince, which promo was... I'm really kind of... Okay, now I'm a little bit drunk, so... See, I was going to plan on getting pissy drunk, but it's just two of us here.
Right. I'm trying to... There's...
I got to be conscious. And here we go. Oh, emo Undertaker. There should be little spots and bits in between things.
Yeah, but there's nothing really being shown right now, which is... Like, because you can look and it'll give you the spots.
Yeah, the spots. Usually reds are promos and whites are matches.
Yeah.
The match has been signed.
And
I can't find it, whatever. But basically, Vince said the same thing. They were hitting the reset button. I don't want to make the show.
oh, you're about 1997.
Yeah, and they were hitting the reset button, right?
Was this after the... Wait, no, this is in the prime of Austin at that point. 97. Or that was before Austin.
I think that was this is the start of the True Attitude Era.
Yeah.
You know,
So it was
because
right
96 was the Bash in the... This is kind of like when they started to lose all the ratings and everything like
So
that.
yeah, 97 when they hit the restart. That's the whole. We're going to give you a different type of contemporary type of entertainment.
Yeah. So that was all being said and everything, and then
like we insult you, the fans, and we don't want to insult your intelligence.
yeah.
That I know. We all know what bit you're talking about. It was.
So that happened, and then Baron Corbin comes out, and Baron Corbin's like, "Oh, I was robbed last night," and this is where I was like, "All right, you can't tell me you're having a fresh start if you're still tying up loose ends." Because as far as that should mean is like, look, here's a fresh start. We fucked up. The loose end should not have come out right then, right? It should have been something where they were like, we're going to put on a good show. We're going to do this. Like, this was like 30 fucking minutes, man, of Baron Corbin. Like, they went to commercial and Corbin came out, and then Corbin was running his mouth saying, that wasn't fair.
Oh, the fact that they let the fans boo him,
which is really good. It was really good. I'm all right with that because that means that Corbin had heat and the fans were interacted, so on and so forth. But then the Authority, and I'm going to call it the McMahon family,
You know, because we are the Authority now.
did the exact same thing to Corbin that Corbin had done to everyone else. But the problem is, it had already happened to Corbin the night before, so it just seemed like it was a rehash from TLC, just without Braun.
But you got to remember, like, this is the televised show. Not everybody watched TLC.
But still,
This is the short end version, televised version of. I get it's supposed to be backlash from TLC and everything. Like, not everybody saw TLC. People still wanted people who just your regular Monday Night Raw viewers, they want to see Corbin get his ass beat still too. So give him a second beat down. I can see how it makes sense from a television standpoint, and that's about it. We watched TLC. We saw what happened. but those people who don't have the network, and I don't know why you don't have it by this point. It's only $10. And then the people who don't buy pay-per-views, blah blah blah. Those people who didn't get to see it, this is their chance to see it.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're already doing it, and you obviously talk about what you've been doing, you're just kind of drumming up the same old stuff again. You know what I'm saying? You can't go, we have a reset. We're going to give you doing a fresh start, new matchups, things you've never seen before, and then give me Corbin and Angle.
Pretty much.
You know, look, and that's just, I'm talking about what happened right then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to shit talk that, because then other stuff did happen later on in the night that was better. But it's just like, we're sorry, we're going to do better. Here's the same shit. You know, and granted, it was just 30, it was the first half hour of Raw.
And I think the only thing that redeemed that is, like, during the whole thing, you got every McMahon and them coming out like, oh, what about this?
Yeah,
like,
and just doing to Corbin what Corbin did to everyone else. But
and I think that's the only thing that made it different.
No, because it was the McMahons doing it, and instead of it just, I don't know, man. I guess, but still, it was. I just saw it, and Braun fucking stood on him after the whole.
Like I said,
they took advantage of a situation.
But at that point, you're going back to what I just said. Is literal, like, we saw TLC, but not everybody else saw TLC.
Yeah, but all you got to do is talk about it.
Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're just going to talk about, like, look, this happened, we're going to reset, blah blah blah. Corbin's gone because of what happened on TLC, so on and so forth. You're going to keep it partial kayfabe. You don't need to bring Corbin back out, right? In that instance. After that, Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler went at it, and there was a disqualification because
McIntyre came out and beat the hell out of both of them.
Drew McIntyre.
Okay, the one thing with this whole reset, I hope they don't fuck over Drew, because I think Drew is your next big heel for Raw.
Yeah, but I feel like
like, seriously, like him, like he took his L at TLC. The last thing he needs is a losing streak, though. At this point,
right? I'll give you that. He needs to win or not be the person pinned in any match.
At this point,
right? So yeah, Drew gets involved, and they announced that next week on Raw there's going to be a triple threat match: Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, and Dolph Ziggler. So. Another win for Finn.
Another win.
It was DQ, but it was another win. Finn, I'm telling you.
They're giving Finn momentum, is what you're saying.
If you're telling me that you're doing what we want, and there's a lot of people that want Finn up that top part.
They want him at the top of the card.
You could see Finn take the fucking Rumble, man. But I don't know. There's talk about Seth. I'll be honest. So check this out. The talk is Seth versus Brock. Seth versus Brock at Mania. So Seth taking that Rumble is a possibility.
I've heard that rumor of Seth taking a Rumble. That's why Dean took the IC off of him.
But
and they'll possibly put Finn with Dean at Mania.
But think about this. Think about Finn winning the Rumble and then wanting to face someone on SmackDown.
Finn versus Daniel?
Because remember, Finn finally got his rematch against Roman.
Yeah.
For the Universal title.
Also, yeah, well, the day after Roman won it, he gave Finn his rematch.
So imagine Finn versus Daniel.
That would be a show stealer.
Him going there, possibly AJ coming to Raw, right?
And the funny thing is, I hate to admit this, Raw probably needs AJ right now.
I could see that, yeah. You pull AJ over to Raw, I'm totally down with that because, again, see that happening. And then you got Finn who goes to SmackDown. He's no longer in the land of giants. Him versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
The land of wrestling.
Him versus Daniel Bryan at Mania.
That's a possible show stealer.
For the WWE title and Finn taking it. Possibly the reformation of Club. Look, man, fucking skipping ahead, when Good Brothers came out, fucking Anderson was rocking his MJ Machine Gun Carl Anderson tights, dude. He was rocking his. They both had the OGBC on, and they were both rocking. And he was rocking Machine Gun and Carl Anderson tights. All I'm saying is, it's very possible that you could finally see the club get together on fucking, especially because it's not that big in New Japan anymore.
Can we lightly cover that a little bit?
We'll cover it in a minute. So, Finn's on a roll, right? So it's possible we could see something with Finn down the line. I'd love that. I have no problem with that. Possibly, schmossibly.
Once again, I want to see action, not just these words.
Dean Ambrose comes out, and he has the 4 gas mask guys behind him.
That was the most predictable segment all.
Look, yes, we know that. But so he calls out Seth, and he's like, Seth, you should come out here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, fine. I'll give you an open challenge, but it's not for the title. Come on out. You can fight me right now. All right, fine. I'll do what you do. Open Intercontinental Championship, open challenge. Anyone for anyone who's not Seth Rollins. Tyler Breeze comes out. And they put on a pretty good match.
And another thing, I love the fact that they actually plugged. He just had an NXT champion, North American Championship match on NXT against Ricochet.
Yeah, because it was also a really good match.
Yeah, it was like that's one thing I did like the commentary did this week. They did kind of plug. They plugged the NXT. They plugged NXT. And they plugged 205.
You know what I have loved to see with this though? I would have loved to see Tyler Breeze go over. But check this out. This is how I would have liked to see him go over. Him run up and hit Dean, and Dean just fall, right? And then just lay there. And then Tyler goes to pin him, and Dean fake kicks out, but doesn't really kick out, so Tyler wins. And Dean pretends like, oh, I'm so mad. But then he goes, nope, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Seth Rollins, I wanted to take everything from you. I didn't need it. I just wanted to take it from you. Oh, one, you got Tyler Breeze as your Intercontinental Champion. So right now, you're that fresh reset.
You literally built somebody instantly.
Yeah, you've thrown a title on a guy who's been there. I would have no problem if Tyler Breeze was your IC champion.
Oh, dude,
right
I would have no problem. Like, I just want Tyler to touch some goal within the next year.
Right. So Tyler is your IC champion, right? And after that, that's when Seth rips off his fucking and starts beating the shit out of Dean Ambrose, right?
Get some emotion back into the feud.
And but right there, you've taken the IC the strap out of it, right? So that frees up that strap for something else on Raw. But you're showing how fucking vicious Dean Ambrose is now, because he's like, I didn't even want that title to have a title. I just wanted that title to fuck you over.
But you know the only reason they wouldn't do that, once again, the top title on Raw right now.
Doesn't matter. If you're trying to reset everything, and you already have a taped show the following week, and that gives you 2 fucking weeks, 2 weeks to write something great for Tyler Breeze on Raw, right? And that title.
Yeah, and the funny thing is Tyler can cut promos.
And you don't need that belt in that feud. And sure, it's the top title on Raw, but the next pay-per-view is Royal Rumble. Brock's involved. Braun's involved. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're not coming up to a pay-per-view that doesn't feature the Universal Championship, right? I think they could have done it. And that would have been that would have built way more heat on Dean, because when Dean beat him at TLC, we kind of just talked about how shitty the placement of the match was, but Dean won, and he won clean in the middle of the ring.
That was another thing that kind of surprised me throughout this whole show. Every win in this show was besides Finn going over was clean.
Yeah.
Finn
Asuka, Ronda.
Well, those are no DQ matches.
It doesn't matter. Still, someone got involved it's not really a clean, regardless if there's no DQ. If
that's the case, Braun went over Hokey as well.
Yeah, 100% he did.
But for the most part, most of the one-on-one matches besides Braun and the ones on Raw, pretty much, the other Raw singles matches, men's matches, they went off and there were clean finishes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bryan won clean, Ray won clean. That was really surprising. And
what was
just how many people went over? Like how many of these matches went over clean? Like Dean and Seth, Randy, all this that went over clean. You just mentioned how like Dean and Seth ended with had a clean finish.
So after that, Lashley and Rush are out there with the broken guitar they smashed over Elias at TLC. And they cut this really fucking long-winded promo, and we see Lash's ass again. And then
I'm glad I missed.
you hear, and then JoJo goes, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. And then the light comes back up, and Elias is standing right behind him because he has magical powers now. And he just blasts his guitar over Lashley. Which sets up for next week's Miracle on 34th Street fight.
This better close out this feud, please.
I would love that to close out the feud. I would love to see Lashley get a proper run. I would love to see Elias. Oh, dude.
Elias IC.
Could you have imagined, like, if they did pull that IC belt strap away from that, could you imagine Tyler Breeze versus Elias for the IC belt at the Rumble?
But isn't, I mean, you got to find 2 weeks, at that point, you got to find 2 weeks to turn Breeze heel at that point. Which he could do.
Or you could have two good faces go at each other out of respect.
And at that point, you probably see Breeze go over at that point.
I don't know. It would suck that he would probably be a transitional champion, or Elias wins from like let's say that you do turn him heel there because Fandango comes out, and Elias wins by DQ, and it's Breezango with the fucking IC belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even like keeping it, and then Breeze just doing things to the belt because they're all about fashion. Oh my God, they could have just done so many things. I would have loved to see Tyler. Hashtag Breeze for IC champ. Hashtag Breeze
accessorize the title.
My God, man.
Do it like Naomi had a good idea when she put LEDs.
Yes.
We hashtagging this right now on social media.
Breeze for IC champ. Simple as that.
I want to they've done, even though he's been put in that jobber. I'm not saying not necessarily jobber. He's been that guy that goes out and put on good matches. Like I said, I was a fan of Breeze back in NXT, and what they've done with him, he finally got over with the whole fashion police angle. Pretty much, they give him chicken shit. He makes chicken salad out of it.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Wholeheartedly. And they still don't do it. They still haven't done jack and shite with him.
Jack and shite. Goddamn right. Next match after this. Whoops, hit the wrong button.
That's what she said.
Ayo. So Drake Maverick went into the back, and he had a conversation with Shane McMahon, and they wanted their contractual rematch for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And Shane basically said, we're going to do away with these automatic rematches. It's an antiquated idea. So if you want to have a tag title shot, because especially the way you had the tag titles and stuff with the way Corbin just gave them to you, if you want to get your tag title match again, you're going to have to earn it. So he set up a four-way tag match. It was Lucha House Party, AOP, B Team, and the Revival.
Those are the winners.
The winners are the Revival.
And so excited to do it. So, like, when it came to tag teams this week, I was really excited about what the stuff they did.
When the Lucha House Party came out, they said they were getting rid of the Lucha House rules. So only two of them could fight.
And it was Metalik and Kalisto. Was it Metalik and Kalisto? Or was it Metalik and it was Metalik and Kalisto, right?
I think so. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, to be very honest. So AOP, Revival, B Team, and Lucha House Party, with the Revival getting the win, getting the Shatter Machine on Bo Dallas and going over. Now, they also announced the 6 call-ups before this time. And there's 6 NXT call-ups. One, Lars Sullivan. We already know about that. Another one, EC3.
EC.
Top 1%. Next one, they said Lacey Evans, which, fuck yeah, Lacey Evans.
I love her character work. I don't know. I'm not sure about her in-ring work yet.
I think in-ring is fine.
I think it's fine. I think it can still be a little bit more polished.
Sure, but so could have Charlotte before she came up. And look how well she's adapted, you know? Heavy Machinery, they announced.
And I was excited when I heard that one.
Then they also announced Nikki Cross. And the reason this annoys me is just 3 weeks ago, she had a fucking match against Becky. She was the last person to fight Becky Lynch before Becky Lynch had her face broken before Survivor Series.
Yeah.
on SmackDown Live. So what kind of fucking call-up is this? You're already there.
Like they should have did what they did with Mustafa Ali over this week.
Right, if you want to say, look, hey, now we're going to make you a permanent member of SmackDown. They could have said that on SmackDown. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the reason they didn't do that because she still did her recordings for NXT at that point. And they still try to make NXT.
What recordings? Has she been on?
Yeah, she has.
What has she done?
She's had a match with what's her face? Bianca Belair.
That was before the fucking match on SmackDown.
She's also had she's had a match with Lacey Evans, but she's also been doing live shows for NXT as well.
She had the match with Lacey Evans before the Bianca Belair one.
I know she said
she hasn't done anything in NXT since before Survivor Series. She has not done anything after Survivor Series, and that match was the week before, and she wasn't featured on the Go Home show for NXT Takeover.
Oh no, she had a match with Candice LeRae.
When?
2 weeks ago. Well, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
After Survivor Series?
It was either before. I think it was before Survivor, or a week of Survivor Series. She had a match with Candice LeRae.
I want to call your bluff right now.
I know she recently had a match with Candice LeRae, and because they advertised that one. That was one of the advertised matches for NXT a couple weeks back.
I really want to call your bluff.
So I'm going to the WWE Network right now because I just binge watched a bunch of NXT last week. NXT.
Keith Lee and Lars was the week after Survivor Series.
I say the week of.
Jesse said your memory's as bad as your picks.
Shut up, Jess. You
can totally talk shit right now because he was number one too.
I know. Idiot. Even a clock that's broken is right 2 times a day.
Damn.
And every loser has his day. Fuck you, asswipe.
Damn. All right. Well, what?
You suck a donkey dick.
Damn.
He asked for it.
I don't think he did. I just think he just called your shit about being wrong all the time.
I'm the king of wrong style for a reason, Nass.
Yeah. At least you're not the king of song style, because God, do you have a bad voice.
Yeah. I've heard different.
No, you haven't.
Blah, blah. I don't sing on the show.
No, man. I am seeing nothing for Nikki Cross.
Like, I know I'm going right here. I'm trying to wait. What? It's not loading now. It says shows that only give me pay-per-views.
November 28th, she was not on. December 5th, she was not on. She was not on the...
I'm waiting for my NXT to load up.
You don't have to wait. I'm telling you right now. I'm looking at it. She was not on the December 12th, and December 19th is today.
She had a match with... No, she literally had a match with Candice LeRae because Candice LeRae called her out about the whole... Actually, we're defending Mark Sullivan. Here's just the 5th. Champion Baszler, War Games. That was the 5th. Yeah. Wait. See Sam. Battle Vanessa Bourne. 28th. 17th. It was pre-War Games.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Jesus.
So I said the week of Survivor Series, she had a match with Candice LeRae.
It was the week before Survivor Series?
The week of Survivor Series.
That December 5th, that...
November 14th.
Survivor Series was the 22nd.
Oh, 22nd.
So it was the day after SmackDown.
Oh, no, 21. 21st.
21st? Okay.
November 21st.
Okay.
So it was the week of Survivor Series.
Okay.
And she battled Becky the
week before that.
The week before that. So yes, so I was right.
Okay. So, but she hasn't. I said she hasn't done anything after Survivor Series.
Nothing after Survivor Series, but she did something the week. She was still did a match. She still was doing live shows, and she had to record a match.
Did she lose?
No, she beat Candice.
Still, I'll give you that one.
Do you remember? I'm the NXT guy here.
Doesn't matter. You're still wrong a lot.
Not usually when it comes to NXT.
Oh, you're wrong, bitch.
Your mama.
Ew. Gross. So, yeah, they announced those calls. It still annoys me because she was already on the fucking show.
Yeah, but
She already in a high-profile match. Doesn't matter, high-profile match. She's already up there.
But so was Sami Zayn before he got his official call-up.
Sami Zayn got injured and then had to go back down. Sami Zayn was
So
called
was
up.
Kevin Owens before he got called up.
Kevin
he was
Owens-
NXT champion.
Right, and he was on the show as the fucking NXT champion, fighting John Cena week in and week out.
Until he took that win and then took two major L's.
So then Ronda comes out and she cuts a promo. I'm still the baddest woman on the planet and blah, blah, blah. Cut a fucking promo. And she said, you know what? The champion should face somebody every week. After your pay-per-view match, you should come out and you should fight. So here's another open challenge. Because, we saw one earlier in the night. And everything's fresh and new. And it showed all 10 women in the back. And Stephanie's like, hey, yeah, God. Was like, oh, old school heel Stephanie mouth. You come on out. And
the last hour of the show was a gauntlet.
58 minutes gauntlet match. Starting off with Bayley and Alicia Fox.
Well, it wasn't Fox started, did she?
Yes.
Okay.
Bayley and Alicia Fox kicked it off. And then Mickie James came down and Bayley beat her. No, I'm sorry. It was Bayley, Alicia Fox, and then Dana Brooke came down. Then Mickie James came down, and she eliminated Bayley. And then Ember Moon came in and eliminated Mickie. Then Natalya came down, eliminated Ember Moon. Ruby Riott came down, Natalya eliminated her. Then Sasha Banks came down, and Natalya beat her. So Natalya had a fucking 3. She beat Moon, Ruby, and Sasha. That's pretty good. Bayley looked strong with 2 eliminations. Sasha and her had a really good fucking match.
What, they took up the last 15 minutes?
To close it out, yeah. So basically it was... Raw ended with 8 matches.
Yeah.
Back to back to back to back. Not as great as that gauntlet match that the guys had that one time where Seth went from number 1 all the way. Yeah, but...
Or when Brian went all the way, pretty much went almost all the way with Miz one. SmackDown.
Oh, on SmackDown? Yeah. No, I'm talking about on Raw. You haven't seen that much wrestling on Raw in a long time.
Yeah.
So it seemed different. It seemed all right. At the same time, it still kind of seemed the same. What are your thought processes just after Raw for this fresh start? What did you think? And what did you wish you had seen something different?
They're taking baby steps forward. Once again, I took the announcement with the grain of salt, and I said, I want to see action. I know nothing happens overnight. And I just appreciate the baby steps taken forward.
Okay. And I agree with you. And I know that they have the tape shows next week, and it's Christmas, and then upcoming after that is New Year's, so it's going to be difficult. But I still feel like WWE for Raw made steps forward.
Say baby steps?
Their viewership went from their worst ever low of 2.194 million viewers to 2.547 million viewers, which is the highest amount of viewers they've had since October 22nd.
It took Vince McMahon to do this.
Hold on. And then September 17th was 2.6. They've basically been on a serious decline of ratings. Like
after SummerSlam.
Yeah, post SummerSlam was 3 million viewers. That was the last time. And then 3 million viewers for the episode before Backlash. 3 million viewers before that. The post Backlash episode of 2.6 million viewers, and they only hit 3 million viewers one time after that. And the October 22nd episode, that was the episode where Roman retired or sat down, removed the belt from himself.
He relinquished the
there
title.
You go.
He lost his smile.
So up next was SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live kicked off with Shane McMahon in the back standing over all on a soapbox, all of the SmackDown superstars.
Oh, I love Big E's pettiness during this thing. He was literally eating a steak next to Brian. He just staring at him on the steak.
I didn't even see that.
Oh,
so he said that they're removing Paige from the general manager position, which is weird because if you're trying to give the fans what they want, and I get it, I guess, because you guys are taking over the authority for everything or taking over running day-to-day operations.
She's going back to a manager position or valet.
What a fucking demotion.
Yeah, it's a demotion, but people still want Paige. If she's not going to be a GM, unless they're going to make her some
I
kind
don't
of
feel they should have got
consultant.
rid of her as GM.
I don't think they should have got rid of her GM. Like, if they just said she's taking on a new role. Hopefully, it's a consultant. It's still kind of an authority figure, but wasn't that what Vicky Guerrero was before they made her like GM or something? Like she was a consultant.
Dude, I don't think there's anything that could be good for Paige out of this.
People want to see Paige.
I agree.
I want to see Paige.
It's because you're a fucking hornball.
I've seen all those parts of Paige. So
Yes. And it's been all over the Divas title too. The NXT
NXT
Championship.
Championship. That was Brad Maddox over there.
Whatever. Either way, there's nothing good for Paige after this. This is the one thing. This is one of the things that when it was announced, I was like, well, that's fucking stupid.
Oh, no. I was disappointed with that one, too, because I think Paige was doing great as GM.
Yeah. I thought her role as GM was as good as William Regal's role in NXT.
Well, that's like, I said this theory, like, you just got to be British in WWE to be a great GM.
No, it's the way it was written. It was her.
She wasn't overbearing.
She wasn't playing favorites. She was there for when someone needed her. She fixed things that were going wrong.
Let's say she was overbearing. She plugged in where she needed to be.
It's not even just overbearing because I'm not saying that. Yes, that's a part of it, but mainly her just
she plugged in where she needed to be,
down the middle.
Yeah,
you know, like when those girls came out and said, "Hey, we want a fucking shot at the title belt too," and then Naomi came out and was like, "Yeah," and then she's like, "All right, fuck you guys." I mean, she's like, "All right, battle royal, go for it. You guys, whoever wins is added to this."
And then like when once DeVille and Rose say, "Oh, you're looking out for PCB, but you're not looking out for Absolution," he's like, "You know what? You guys tag it up. Let's see."
She played it down the middle, and that's what I liked about her. The same thing with William Regal. And I feel like they could have kept her there for that, and because they said they were taking back Raw.
Oh no, Shane said SmackDown as well.
He said SmackDown's because we want to give you guys what you want and everything like that. And it's like, well, taking away stuff we like isn't exactly giving us what we want, you know, especially for someone that is a huge asset. Now, granted, I get it.
We talked about consistency. This does give consistency, but not in a good way.
Yeah, but so SmackDown's ratings were up last week from the week before. Granted, when Daniel had sent that photo of them being at SmackDown for the rap battle, it was just empty, dude. And that might be starting to play a thing too, because people are not showing up. People aren't watching. So Vince, regardless of if he wanted to be back on camera or not, had to show up. And I guess, I mean, yeah, it sucks. I don't think they should have gotten rid of Paige, but I get why they fucking did it.
They did it on a continuity angle.
Yeah.
Literally.
So Becky walks to the ring. She goes, she's not for the corporate BS. That's why she wasn't in the back for the meeting. She's going to do what she wants, when she wants. Very fucking Stone Cold-esque promo.
Oh, no, that's what I say. She's going to invade Raw. I don't think she's going to win Raw. She's going to keep invading Raw until she gets a match at Mania.
Charlotte came out, said, I would have been the 8-time women's champion if Ronda Rousey didn't involve herself with me too, blah, blah, blah. I say blah, blah, blah just to get through the promo. I don't think it was horrible. Asuka comes out and she goes, well, none of you fuckers beat me. I won, doesn't matter. No. Well, we only won because Ronda Rousey, blah, blah. It became a little cat fight. And then Vince's fucking music hit and Vince McMahon was on SmackDown Live.
And I think that was more shocking this week than anything else. I expected to be on Raw, just be done.
Yeah, I agree.
Vince showed up on SmackDown. Vince never fucking shows up on
Last time he was on SmackDown was fucking Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So he did that. He said, Charlotte, Becky, get over it. You knew the rules of the match. You didn't lose. You know, you stop complaining. If you want to take it up with Ronda, take it up. If you want to have a problem, you take it up with Ronda Rousey. He goes,
which is giving them both a reason to invade Raw over the next couple weeks.
It's possible. So then he goes, but Asuka, you look like you're a fighting champion. We're going to have someone an opportunity tonight, and it's going to be... Fucking Naomi comes out and she goes, hey, I want, these two have had their shots. I want a shot too. And Vince is like, I like it. Go.
That pisses me off because we were talking on the car the other day. What did I say would be a great angle? If Naomi turned heel to go for the title against Asuka?
But she didn't go heel.
I know she didn't go heel, but
She went for the title, and it made sense. And Asuka won. I thought the match may have went a little too long, but it was still an all right match. You know, Asuka retained. While Becky and I didn't understand why Becky and Charlotte were at the ringside though.
because technically Becky still. Well, never mind. I said they're not doing obligated rematches anymore.
They gone.
It's just kind of. It makes like. With your mindset still thinking in the old ways, Becky makes sense because like you're not used to this whole no obligated rematches. Charlotte, on the other hand, it made no sense because like honestly, both their minds are obviously focused on Ronda Rousey at this point.
So up next, Jeff Hardy comes out and he goes, Samoa Joe's supposed to want to apologize, so I'm going to be out here. And Samoa comes out and Joe comes out and he's like, yeah, I am going to apologize. I apologize that you're going to, like, that you thought this was an apology. It's more of an intervention because you're going to go back to the ways of your past. And Jeff's like,
Jeff's response?
yeah, dude, I'm getting into it.
That will.
So Jeff is like, the more you talk about stuff like this, the more it drives me not to be that person. And Joe's like, you're still going to fall. You're still going to fall. And he goes, are you really mad at me about this? Or are you projecting your own insecurities that you've been here for 2 years and you haven't even won a championship? Joe's face was, and so they started fighting. They went back and forth and started fighting because of that comment. And it's a very real comment, you know?
It's a real comment, but once again, like Joe's like Breeze, where he's golden everywhere around, but he's not getting any real opportunities.
He's gotten the opportunities.
Oh, I'm gonna say opportunities.
Like, dude, he had three different championship matches for the WWE title.
I don't mean it like that. I'm like just the way he's been booked, opportunity wise, not on camera, opportunity wise.
Well, if anyone knows the spoilers for next week, the taped version of SmackDown, I would like to see Joe move on to take on that face.
Yeah.
For something down the line.
And one of the things, I think those two will have great chemistry together.
Miz goes into the back and he knocks on the McMahon family door, and Vince comes out again for his second vignette of the night. And Miz starts asking Vince, and he's like, hey.
He's pretty much begging to tag with Shane again.
He goes, I think I make a great partner for your son. I just want your blessing. And Vince was like,
it's like a gay marriage.
Vince was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I think we work really well together. I think we can go on to have a beautiful relationship. I just need your blessing. And Vince like, oh, I don't give blessings. And again,
Hail McMahonism.
He 100% made it. It was like a really.
It was a
hilarious innuendos, right? So Vince said, if you go out and win your tag match, I'll find a partner for you, and then maybe I'll talk to Shane. And Miz goes out and he gives him Mandy Rose.
Blonde hair, big tits.
Surprise.
Vince loves her.
So
I was not surprised.
They take on the team of Carmella and R-Truth, who had just won the Mixed Match Challenge. Skirmish broke out on the outside with the two girls. R-Truth is looking at it, so that Miz snuck up, hit him with the skull-crushing finale, and then got the win. So next week, we'll see where that goes. Then...
But Truth was looking at that girl, like the skirmish outside, like, catfight.
Yeah, of course, it's Truth. When they come out and they cut the promo, and he's just like, we can't wait to take on you and Maurice.
We love Crazy R-Truth.
Crazy R-Truth is amazing. I'm so happy they're giving him a great run because he is over.
And the funny thing is, he's got a good run. He's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I typically my love for black wrestlers, and I think he should have been at least a top tier mid carder with either the US or IC. I never saw him as a WWE champion, but he had one really short US run. I think he should have done better than that throughout his career because he's winding down.
I agree, but I like what they're giving him now.
I like what they're giving him now because he's at that stage of his career.
And I can't wait to see the vignettes that they film at WWE headquarters. Him and Carmella. I think it's just going to be spectacular.
It's going to be hilarious, and I think it's going to get Carmella. I think what Truth is trying to do right now is get Carmella over as a face.
It's fine by me. He's doing a great job.
And he's doing a great job.
Yep.
Yes. Because Carmella's new T-shirt literally says Carmella Dance Break.
Mm-hmm. Or I thought it said the Fabulous Dance Break.
One says Carmella, one says Fabulous.
All
Yes,
right.
two technically.
So next was the Usos coming out, and they were talking about how they didn't lose the match, so they should be in the hunt for the tag titles again. And right then, my thought process is, well, the club's music hits. And I understand in Gallows begin to talk about how it's the Bar,
race.
the Usos, New Day, Bar, Usos, New Day, Bar, Usos, New Day. See, it's not a problem. They're putting on great matches, but they haven't been featured on TV since August.
Once again, they pretty much, the Bar calls out, it's been a 3-man race for over a year.
The club.
I'm talking about the club. Talking about, it's been like the tag team title's been a 3-man race for the whole year.
Yeah, you said the Bar said that.
Sorry.
That's all right. So the Usos are like, look, you can either get packing or step up. So they chose to step up. Therefore, the McMahons make it a match official. Usos versus the Good Brothers, the Bar, the club. And during the match, which was a good match, including some crazy spots with the fucking over the rope and the kick, and then his leg getting caught up in the ropes. Holy fuck, man!
That was an improvised move. I really feel like that was. I think that's something. Just there was a mistake that happened, and they just did good improvisation there.
I don't know. Either way, it looked sick. Well, the Bar's music hits, and as the Bar's walking on down to the ring, all of a sudden in the ring, everyone's getting attacked by Sanity.
Once again, I told you, this is one of the things I loved about the tag team division this week. Say the Revival got something in, and we've been talking about how shittily mismanaged Sanity's been used since they've been called up. And this is just finally the first time we got a little nudge, a little nugget. We got something of Sanity.
And they even made him look credible. Like, they made him look like a threat because they came in, they beat all 4 of them up.
I know. That's what I love what they did with the tag team division this year. I am a fan of tag team wrestling. I'm a fan of tag team wrestling. And I'm a fan of Sanity. I love Eric. I've watched Eric Young's career for the longest. Big Damo, a.k.a. Killian Dane. Alexander Wolf, I don't know too much about, but it's just one of those things. I like Sanity. I've watched most of these guys coming up, and seeing them in WWE and what it's like. NXT, they had a really good run on a main roster. So they've been called up. We said they've not done nothing with them.
Yeah, they've just sat in the back and done nothing.
So they come out, or they put on a good match.
So they come out and they make them look really strong. And as they're walking up the ramp, they're chirping the Bar. We did it first. You're a little late. Ha ha. We got it in. So the Bar, of course, goes in and picks the bones and everything like that. So I'd like to see where that's going to go. Again, something good. After this was AJ Styles and Mustafa Ali against Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas. A little earlier in the night, they announced that Mustafa Ali is now a permanent member of the SmackDown Live roster, which is wonderful, especially after the match he had last week. Well, this week, AJ and Mustafa Ali go over, and Ali gets the pin on Daniel Bryan. That's huge.
It's huge, and it kind of sets up Ali for at Rumble. We're going to probably see Ali versus
in a title match. That's fine.
Even though we probably know he's not going over, but it's still going to be a great match to watch.
Mm-hmm. And Daniel might cheat to win, so it gives him another shot at it. And again, I don't know how they're going to go with this. It's very possible that Raw's already set Seth and Brock. So giving Finn a Rumble win to face Daniel Bryan at Mania, I would like to see if they do that.
That, and I could also see, I'm even looking at Elimination Chamber. I think SmackDown, they do Elimination Chamber while Bryan's still champion. That'd be fucking sick. Because I could see Ali, I could see AJ, I could see Almas. Because I could with Almas being in this match, I can see a bill for Almas coming somewhere down the line after going to Rumble.
I don't know. I see more of a Elimination Chamber to see who is the number one contender for the next championship that didn't win it, for the side that didn't win.
But I feel like a Raw superstar is going to win the Rumble this year.
I don't. I mean, yeah, I agree. But again,
I think Seth takes it.
No, I think Finn takes it, and he goes to SmackDown. So someone needs to face Brock. Therefore, Elimination Chamber, the winner faces Brock at Mania. Seth Rollins.
If that's the case, that even SmackDown can still have Elimination Chamber for the championship.
It's possible, but I could see the Elimination Chamber being used for 2 number 1 contenderships. Possibly to who faces Asuka if Becky wins and she goes.
Oh, so you see a women's and a men's?
Yeah, I mean, there was a women's elimination chamber last.
Yeah, it was a women's and a men's.
So the men's being for the title that's not being defended for, again, just like last year. I think that's how it was last year.
Last year, that was the first ever women's elimination chamber. And did Charlotte win it?
I don't know. We're going to find out in a second.
Was it Charlotte? Because I think it came down to Charlotte it came down to Charlotte and fucking Sasha again, I believe.
Oops, wrong one.
But also with this McMahon shakeup thing, I really feel like they're about to put the shows together again.
No.
And
why would they do that? They just sold one of them to fucking Fox.
That's the only reason I think they won't do it. But
wait, what?
No, because
what kind of sense does that make?
No, because you still got a year before that deal goes through.
No, it's right after Mania.
I thought it was 2020.
2019, right after Mania, they go to Fox.
Okay, never mind.
Idiot.
Days get confused. Numbers don't make sense.
So the elimination match was for Alexa Bliss won it.
Okay, so Bliss won it.
Yep, and it was for
the Raw Women's
title. And Reigns won the match to face Brock Lesnar at Mania.
Okay.
There was no
third match. There's gonna be 2 elimination chambers this year, no matter what. But
there wasn't even
the
WWE Championship match in there.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was Gallows and Anderson versus Miz Taraj in the kickoff.
Okay.
Alexa Bliss defending the Raw Women's Championship in an elimination chamber. Raw Tag Team Champions, The Bar, defeat Titus Worldwide. Asuka beat Nia Jax. Ronda put Triple H through the table because it was that contract signing.
Yeah.
Woken Matt Hardy beat Bray Wyatt. And Roman in the men's elimination chamber.
Okay. So that was a
So
real
AJ
short
wasn't
card.
even featured on this show.
Was AJ champion on that?
Yeah, AJ had that year run, so he was for sure champion at this point.
Okay, yeah. Because he won at Backlash 2017.
No, he won in New England.
Oh,
He
New
won
England.
in England
No,
and
yeah,
before Survivor Series.
Yeah, before Survivor Series. So he won November 2017.
Yeah. It's very, again, we'll see what happens.
And I think SmackDown gets Elimination Chamber this year just because like Raw got it last year. And Raw got both Elimination Chambers last year.
This reset changed anything about that?
I think, when I say once again, it's just words. I really feel like they're still going to have a formula for certain things.
So you think it's not going to change much?
I really don't. And that's like I was saying, I'm more of a cynic. WWE has said things many of times that don't follow through the way they say it. They will.
I think they have to change. I don't think this is. I don't think it can be words this time.
I hope you're right.
Think about it. Attendance is a third to a half of the arenas that they're in.
Yeah.
Their ratings are the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah.
That's finally affecting stock prices, which is affecting the shareholders, which is pissing off boards of directors, which is saying you need to turn this around.
Yeah, you need to change something.
I don't think they have an option to not change.
Which, once again, lots of this stuff comes because you don't, like they did say, we need to start listening to the fans.
So Jesse says something needs to change. So, Jesse, I'm going to ask you, since you're watching live on our Periscope stream, shut up, watching live on the Periscope stream, which we want a lot more people to start doing. Sir, what do you want to see in the Royal Rumble? Who do you want to see win for the men and the women? Because if we're the authority and we're making these decisions, I want to know who everyone wants to win. So, Jesse, while we're waiting for your response, Smitty, who do you want to see win the men's? Who? If you had to pick it, and I'm not talking about booking it, I'm just saying pick a winner for men, pick a winner for the women's.
Okay. The way I would choose is I want to see somebody build up from the Rumble. I think the Rumble is also a great way to build a new superstar. Women, I want to see Ember Moon win. I would love to see Ember Moon win the Rumble.
Okay.
For the men, that's more of a toss-up. One of the guys I would like to see a heel win the men's Royal Rumble this year. And one star I want to see built. I would either love to see, it's a two-way tie. I want to see either Joe win or I want to see Almas win.
Okay.
And that's just personal.
So, okay. That's personal. Now you want to see them win. So who they're gonna? So they're gonna face Daniel Bryan. So it's gonna be a heel on heel.
No, at that point, I think there's gonna be some. There's gonna be like just because the way the SmackDown title's been bounced around on SmackDown lately.
You don't even think Daniel's gonna be the champion at Mania?
I don't.
Okay.
Either we're gonna see like a transitional champion going into Mania, possibly, just because for booking purposes. And I don't think it's gonna be AJ though. I don't know who it's going to be. Is this going to be one of those faces they're going to build between Rumble and Mania?
All right.
That's the way out. That's just personal. Like I'm saying, that's a whole personal thing.
If it was my call, it'd be Finn and Becky.
Yeah, your person like it was like Becky's the hottest thing, but I think Becky gets her match like literally invading Raw time after time after time until Ronda just like fuck, and then she actually cost Ronda the title.
Okay. Jesse agreed with you on Ember winning the women's.
Like Ember's got momentum. Ember's like she's one of the people on Raw that not featured too much, but
I could see Ember Asuka at Mania.
Mostly like, but that's marketable. Like Ember, I think Ember is marketable in that women's division. And there's not too much going on Raw in the women's division outside of Rousey.
Plus, Ember and Asuka is a good continuation from the NXT days.
But we always talk about how they don't really give a shit what you're in NXT.
I feel like they're going to have to start doing that now.
They have to. Like, if that's the case, you should have put Nakamura when he was faced with Joe. When Nakamura was faced, you should have put him with Joe when Joe came up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Joe went to Raw, SmackDown, you should have put Nakamura with Joe. Almas, you could have put him with a lot of people that he worked with.
I'm happy he's back on TV. I'm happy a lot of people are on TV that hadn't been on TV in quite a while.
Like Sanity in general, we haven't seen we haven't seen jack from them. Sanity, oh hell, even though that nobody from the NXT division is over there on SmackDown, really from the tag division.
And Jesse also agrees with me with the men's Finn.
Yeah, Finn winning. Like I think Finn is probably going to win the men's Rumble.
I think it's the smartest thing in the world to do. If you're really preaching change and you're giving us what we want, we've wanted to see a Finn. And look, man, I get that Finn has been featured week in and week out in high-profile matches,
but he's not. They're not really progressing.
But they're not moving him any further than that.
He's just been there.
And there's been times he's been losing, but right now he's on a winning streak. And with that winning streak, I feel like that could be a good build into him winning the Royal Rumble.
Once again, I said my personal picks would be either Joe or Almas.
Right, that's fine. But I think it's a smart idea. I think if you're really wanting to change everything, if you really want to give people what they want, Finn needs a high-profile match at WrestleMania.
He's a high-profile
and you know what?
match in general on the pay-per-view.
If Becky wants to involve herself and not be a part of the Rumble, I could see Ember Moon winning as well, and Ember Moon versus Asuka. To be fair, I could see some sort of Ember Moon moving to SmackDown while Becky and Charlotte go to Raw.
Which I think that's kind of an even exchange to a certain degree because I see people getting built on SmackDown. And when they get built on SmackDown, they've been shipped to Raw.
Right.
Look what happened with the Fashion Police. And Heath Slater and Rhino. Those guys built themselves, got over on SmackDown. When they got shipped to Raw, nothing.
And then
Chad
had
Gable.
a real small.
So even look at guys like Chad Gable. Chad Gable built himself on Raw after the whole shakeup, and they shipped him over to Raw. There's been a lot of guys who've built themselves up on and girls that build themselves on SmackDown and get just straight up shipped over.
Yeah. All right, man, that's it for us. We talked all about this week, the week's reset of WWE, everything that they plan on doing. Hopefully, they make fun of all. I'm sorry, not make fun. Hopefully, they make amends for all of the things that they have done in the past ish. And I say ish because at the same time, I don't think they've done everything wrong. It's funny, dude. Look how bad Raw is, and everyone hated Roman. Raw is really bad since he's been gone.
Since he left, yeah.
Smitty just admitted that out loud, and he was the fucking biggest hater of Roman's booking on Raw.
See, and I'm glad you actually admitted that part. I told you I never hated Roman.
No, you hated Roman until we talked you into just hating his booking. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, we are watching the Royal Rumble at Bobcat Bonnie's in Wyandotte, Michigan, live there, 118 Sycamore Street, Wyandotte, Michigan. We're going to get an event up on our Facebook. We're going to send out the invites. You guys can come sit there, watch. We got all kinds of specials they're going to be giving us. Again, just a quick rundown of the specials. They're going to be giving us all-night happy hour, which includes $5 appetizers. And I think
$5 mystery beer.
$5 wells. I think there were $5 wines, some other things. $2 mystery beers, pitcher specials, and $6 mystery 22-ounce bombers, which are tall 22-ounce beers. $6 for a 22-ounce, $2 for a regular one. You guys want to be in Wyandotte, Michigan with Breaking Down the Ring, Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast, Podcast Detroit, and Bobcat Bonnie's. Watch the Rumble with us. We will have a live show right after, just like we did the last 2 times. Oh, also, let's give you this. One of the big awesome things about this is there's also a lot of parking available. So it's not, you don't have to pay to park. It's a nice area, very well taken care of. Look, Bobcat Bonnie's is wonderful. I'm just going to tell you this off the top. Again, it's wonderful. So we'll get the event up. We'll put it out there. You guys can come. Can't wait to see you there. If you're not following us on all of our social media because we're putting up a Facebook event, make sure you go to facebook.com/BDRcast, give the page a like, and then you'll see every event that we post up. Also follow us on Twitter at BDRcast, Instagram at BDRcast, all that fun stuff. Definitely listen to our podcast. If you missed anything on this live show, you can go to our podcast, Apple Podcast, Overcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, please and thank you. If you are listening on the podcast and you want to tune in live, we have a video that goes out on Periscope and Twitter every Wednesday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch live, interact with us. As you can have heard, definitely you can easily be a part of the show. And that video that we record goes live, goes on to Facebook and YouTube, our YouTube, Thursdays at noon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We are your ring crew.
Big Dick Smith.
Little Dick Mick. Thank you again so much for listening, and we are out. And we're out of the video.